Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. I'm going to do a full face of my new fortnightly rotation makeup products. I have already done my brows and I am featuring the Essence Brow Lift and Freeze Glue. This is a wonderful product. It comes with this fantastic brush and comb as well. And the brows just sit so well, as you can see. Mine look really good when I use this stuff. Okay, I'm going to go in with the Jelly Grip Eyeshadow Primer. I don't think this is actually an eyeshadow primer. I am using this more as a cooling gel, and it is lovely and cooling because it contains aloe vera. I don't feel that there is much of an eyeshadow primer quality to this, but as far as hydration, depuffing, soothing of the eye area, that is nice. That is really nice because I am a little bit hot, even though it's a cold day. I have been exercising, and so I am a little bit flushed. So that, you can see, has soothed the redness down significantly. There's no fragrance or anything in that. Then I'm going to go in with the Jelly Grip under eye cooling stick thing. This is really nice. It's completely unnecessary, but it does feel great. Oh, that feels nice. Ah, that feels so nice. But as I said, these two steps are just unnecessary. You do not need to do them. I'm just wanting to show you what I have in my collection, how I use things, you know, and yeah, it's nice, but it's not necessary. It's really not necessary. The face primer I'm going to use today is the Bouncy Plump Smoothing Primer. You can see I've used a bit of this. I might even use 2 primers, you know, so I'll get 2 pumps of that. It's quite jelly-like, but it goes on. Oh dear, things are falling off again. It does have a very light fragrance, very light fruit, sort of citrus fragrance, but very light indeed. So this is really nice hydration element. If your skin is feeling a bit dry, dehydrated I should say, and you have an oily skin type, you'll probably love this. So pop that on. I'm going to let that settle down for a bit because it feels just a bit like a serum to me. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put on a moisturizing primer as well. In the meantime, I'm going to prep my lips with the Essence Lip Care Booster Overnight Lip Mask. This is great. You can see I've used quite a bit. It has a light caramel fragrance and smell, but it's certainly not overpowering. There's no tint there. It feels just like Vaseline petroleum jelly, really, but it is a good lip primer. I'm going to go in with the Essence Hydro Hero Primer, this one here. I would suggest to you that this is not unlike a K-Beauty daily moisturizer. I mean, I've used so many of those from so many different brands. If this had sunscreen in it, this would be like superb, almost perfect product. There is the lightest of fragrances. It's sort of like cucumber, really. And it has a lovely skin feel. I'm going in quite hard here because it's winter here in Australia, and dehydrated and feeling a little flaky because I'm back on tretinoin again. But it gives you a nice glow as well. If you are normal skin, you'd love this. Combo skin would love this. Dehydrated skin, probably not so much an oily skin type, but I mean, if you are oily dehydrated, then maybe this might suit you. But 2 primers, you know, completely unnecessary to put 2 on, but you know me, I just like to do extra. So let's get into the eyeshadows now. I'm going to use the Catrice Dark Cocoa eyeshadow palette on this side. And on this side, I'm going to use the Catrice Wow in a Box Peach Perfect, I think it's called. This one here on this side. I have primed my lids with the Morphe Solo Artist in Debut. Having said that, the eyelid skin, when I was applying that primer, did feel particularly firm. So that's interesting that perhaps this does have some sort of firming element to it, which I can't quite explain, but there you go, that's how it feels. All right, I'm just going to go in with this shade, which is the lightest matte. That one there. This one here. No, it's not. It's that one. That's a satin shade. That one there is the matte. All over, particularly through the upper crease. These are quite good quality and well pigmented shadows, I have to say. Now I'm going to go in with that brown, which you could potentially use as a bronzer as well. The size of the pan, it's nice and generous. Just through the crease and the outer V, as is my usual practice, like so. I'll just get a smaller brush to do the under eye in the darkest brown here. There is that, I think that might be an eyebrow powder. I don't use eyebrow powders. If I use an eyebrow product other than a pencil, it's a waxy one from Crown. I have a palette that's got every shade you could imagine in it, and I mix them quite a bit. That's on clients, of course. For me, I'm just happy doing the pencil. All right, so I'm going to go in with one of the shimmers now. I'm going to put this one on the inner corner. This is not exactly matte. It's like it's a sort of a satin, but it's delustered. So it's very forgiving on the shark bite area. It's really soft. It feels really velvety. So I like to apply it with my finger. Then I'm going to go over that with this shimmer shade here, just on the inner portion, like so. Dust it up through there. Okay, then I'm going to get this deeper shimmer here and apply that on the center to the outer mobile lid. Super easy, huh? Very easily done eye look in no time at all. The everyday nature of a palette like this is really appealing to many people, to many of you, because first of all, it's price, and also the wearability factor is really high, of course. And this palette would suit quite a large range of skin tones. So yeah, there's that as well. All right, I'm going to do the eyeshadow on this eye now. I'm going in with the Only Matte, which is this pretty apricot shade. quite nicely pigmented, not too much. This is a colour that really suits me. Just taking that all over. I must have some shimmer on this brush. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much to the effect. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the dark brown, which is actually a shimmer, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm going to use that as a liner. It is a cream shadow or a moussey texture, hence why I get Natasha Denona vibes from this palette, because this is not the same formula as she uses. Her formulas are quite unique, shall we say, but it's not a bad attempt. It's not a bad attempt at all. Draw that up over there too. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's push that into the upper lash line, almost like I'm applying mascara, you know? And then I'm going to go into the inner corner with, which one am I going to use? Let me just check the texture of that as opposed to that. This one feels like glassy wet formula. This one's more of a conventional shimmer. I like that wet one, wet feeling one. That's so cute. Now that's not unlike some of the Natasha Denona wet look shimmers for sure. Gee, that goes well with that apricot matte, doesn't it? So I'm going to put that down there also. Bring that right down there. I know it's got on my cheek, that's fine, I'm not worried. So put the next one, the more conventional champagne. It's just a normal shimmer formula, so not quite so glossy, certainly not wet looking. And then I'm going to put that one towards the outer third. Let me just wipe my hand. So you can make a really pretty look. I just wish there was another matte, like maybe that was a dark matte instead of being a shimmer. So this is, it's a little bit flaky, this one. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? That's really quite special, formula-wise. And the effect is lovely. Just tapping that on there. Are they all merging together? Let's put a little bit more there to make sure that's cohesive. That's better. There's sort of a gradient of colour going that way now. Let's just gently wipe that up there so we get a full sort of spectrum of shimmer and the effect, okay, of the colours all, you know, being in a gradient with one another, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know. Okay, so that's the two palettes. I'm applying the Essence Lash Princess Lash Primer now. This is something I always seem to forget that I have. And so I'm going to use this every day for the next 2 weeks, because I do wear mascara every day and lip gloss every single day, even if I don't do anything else makeup wise. I'm going to wear this to see if it makes any real difference to the volume of my lashes. Now you can see that it's going on minty green white. It's got a white base. I guess that's so you can see where it is. Now, if you want this, I can't even remember if it stays this color or does it fade. I can't even remember that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry first of all, and then we're going to see if it's dried clear, if it's dried white, what on earth has happened to it. Okay, let's let it do its thing. While we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to apply the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Makeup in 02. It really is moussey. It feels so cool. I do prefer to apply this one with my fingers. This is has that silicone slippy feel about it, and it does look matte, but it doesn't feel dry, if that makes sense, because of the dimethicone in it. It's, I guess, a little bit of a dated sort of a formula, but there are skin types that really suit this sort of foundation. And if we just always have dewy, hydrating foundations, then there's a whole heap of people that can't wear, or, you know, this foundation that they buy just slips off their face because it doesn't have anything to grip onto. Like the ingredients in it just react with the natural oils in their skin, and it just slides off their face. So these sorts of products still have a place, and it feels so velvety. Like my skin feels super soft, and you can take it up to full coverage, right? For sure. Now, I very rarely wear full coverage foundation, like foundation to that level. And perhaps it's slightly yellow, but it doesn't oxidize. I've never found it to do that, so I can make it work. The shade 3, the other one that I had, it's too yellow, it's too dark. So shade 2 seems to be about as close as I'm going to get. Now, does it grab onto the fine lines? Not particularly, because it does have the dimethicone in it. But you can see it's mattified. It's blurring, for want of a better word. Okay? It's not particularly emphasizing texture. It's not doing that pinprick thing, showing up the pores. It should actually blur them instead of doing that. So in that, it works for me, even though I do have, you know, a mature skin, a drier skin type these days. So make of that what you will. All right, is this dry now? So it's dried like so. It does actually stay quite white. All right, let's put the mascara over the top. I'm going to use the Catrice Glam Doll Lash Colorist. This is a semi-permanent coloring mascara. It's black. I can guarantee that it does actually tint your lashes after a couple of uses, because when you've got lashes that are as light as mine, and I can still see them after I've taken my makeup off at the end of the day, then I know that the mascara has actually tinted the lashes. Now, it's not a voluming mascara, I don't think the brush allows that particularly. But I have to say that the primer is giving them some lift, has given my lashes some lift, and it seems to have given them some extra volume. So that combination might work visibly, but does the primer block the tint? That's the question I now have. Putting the primer on, does it block the tinting process? I suspect that it has. I will report back to you on that. All right, let's see how our concealer goes over the foundation. The Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer in Light. This is really a beautiful formula, and I do really recommend it to you. You know, I'm not really into concealers. I've always said that the Natasha Denona one is the best one I've ever used, and I stand by that. But the Natasha Denona concealers are very expensive. Very. And this is not. This is not expensive at all. And the coverage, you can see, is quite significant. It's not watery. It's also not dry, which is a big thing for me. Sometimes concealers are just so dry. I don't know what's going on there. I guess people are making them for different uses, like they're making them as an eye primer and, you know, all multi-purpose. I would prefer my concealer to be more even watery, if you will. Not necessarily creamy, but just thinner. That's the word I'm looking for. Thinner in formula. See, that's blended out really nicely. I didn't need to use that much. And it has de-emphasized the under eye situation quite well. I've got the under eye brightener as well, which I really love, the Catrice one. You know, let's just do it. That's what I'm here to show you, aren't I? I'm probably doing this in the wrong order. Should I have put this on before the concealer? Is there such a thing as the right and wrong order? Definitely this is something to do, to tap in, to use the warmth of your skin to help the product work. It's done something. It's done something. And it worked well with the concealer, as it should. I mean, you know, that's the function of these sorts of products, is to work together, isn't it? Okay, the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Setting Powder, the tiniest makeup product I think I've ever bought. This is how I've been applying it. I've just been tapping a little bit into the lid, like so. You can see the color of it there. And then just a big fluffy eyeshadow brush and just tapping it on there. I just don't like heavy powder under the eye. That's why I don't like lots of concealer either, I suppose. But I do wear glasses, and that area can become magnified under my glasses. So I'm trying to de-emphasize. I need to blend a little better, don't I? Okay, so that's that. That's the concealer. That's the under eye brightener balm, and that's the powder. It looks how it should, I think. I'm going to use the Catrice Blush Lighter highlighter stick on this side, okay? This I instantly fell in love with, even though I'm not a cream highlighter person really at all. That has lifted the foundation a bit. All right, and then I'm going to put the Love It Chocolate in Chocoholic, this moussey one over here, just tapping it on. Yeah, that's very much like the formula, feels very similar to the formula of the foundation. So it's quite moussey. Wow, it really smells like chocolate. It really smells like chocolate. And it's really pretty, isn't it? Okay, this side, I'm a bit concerned because I feel that I have now lifted the foundation. I'm going to do this with a brush. I think I'm going to have to tap it in with my good old Wet n Wild brush. Try and save the makeup. This side definitely looks better. I can see a separation there that I'm not loving. Okay, so the blush lighter doesn't really like the moussey foundation. Perhaps I should have put this foundation, the Catrice True Skin, on this side of my face, but I didn't know that this was going to happen. I haven't, worn them together before. Now, on the face of it though, look at that beautiful sheen. Isn't that nice? It has lifted the foundation. This side is just looking pretty good, like normal, natural, not natural, but the way the cheek should look, in my opinion. All right, it is what it is. The lip gloss over top is going to be the Birthday Bomb. That smells so good. That looks really pretty. Love it. That looks really nice. Okay, I'm just going to do some contouring with the Westman Atelier product off camera. I'm going to try this Dewy Eye Gloss liquid eyeshadow now. I'm going to use it on this eye because I just want to see how it looks. Like, is it lifting the eyeshadow underneath? I've just got a little bit on my fingertip here. So it's not lifting the eyeshadow underneath. It has made it look liquidy. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a holographic shadow, this one, over the top of that. Am I going to do it with my finger? Yes, I will. Let's see what happens. If anything at all. It's very sticky, I can tell you. You can see the lid skin lifting up there. I don't think this is for textured hooded eye people. I'm also thinking, is my mobile lid going to stick to the upper lid now? Now, I think that the shadow that I've applied looks good, but I think it looks good because it's a good shadow, not because of the still sticky, dewy, glossy thing that I have put on underneath. Right, if you fancy having sticky eyelids, then this is probably a product for you. I don't think it's necessarily so. Oh, look, the eyeshadow is starting to separate. Okay, so I don't really know what that's about. If you do, please tell me. I would love to know what I'm doing or not doing here. Catrice Sun Glow in medium bronze. If that's a medium bronze, then yeah, that's just bonkers, really. Goes well over the foundation. It's not lifted anything up. It's good quality. It's good quality, but the shade range is pretty bad, and the shade categorization is really bad. Okay, so powder blush now. Which one will I use? I've shown you these two before, so I think I will show you my travel palette one, which is this one here, which is obviously a beautiful color. Okay. I'll do it on this side. Well, that saved that side, didn't it? Okay, let's do a different one on this side. I think I'll use the Blush Crush, this one. How different are they? That one's browner, isn't it? I really like this colour. I mean, on my face, they don't look that different really, but they are different. Highlighter, of course. Look at that one. But I do need to set my face first. So I'm going to use this little tester of the foundation, powder foundation. Big fluffy brush, because I don't want cakiness. A powder foundation is really good in summer though, I have to say. As long as you've, you know, got well hydrated skin. There we go. That is enough of that. And this is the best of all. The Bloom Light highlighter. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Go nuts. Here she goes. She's going to go ham now. Yes. All right. I just can't believe how good this formula is. Okay, has the sticky gone? Sticky still hasn't gone. It's still sticky. Do not buy that stuff. But look. Oh, that's so pretty. Don't buy that dewy eye gloss thing unless you want sticky eyelids. You do you. And I will not wear it. That is amazing. That is amazing. I cannot get over it. This one. It's high end. It's brilliant. It makes your skin look like glass. Doesn't enhance texture. Yeah, superb, superb, superb. So here's the thing that may be on the chopping block after the rotation is over. This is already being identified as a potential product. Right, I look weird. Ended up feeling very strange over here. Doesn't look too bad, but feels really strange. Feels strange, I have to say. This one, pretty nice, everyday look sort of thing I do all the time. Skin still looks good. Makeup did lift off a bit when I used the blush lighter, so they probably go together better than they do. So I will be experimenting with that the next time I put my makeup on, which will be tomorrow. Okay, I'm not going to do my hair and do an outro thing today because I am actually washing this off. I just did this makeup look to try things out again and to show you how they look together or, you know, perform, so that you can think about, you know, going into your collection and seeing what's there and maybe doing your makeup along with me. And I know at least a couple of you have already joined in and are joining the rotation fun, so that's really cool. I'd love to hear from more of you if you rotate your makeup, shop your stash, whatever you want to call it. Let me know and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.